That high-pitched squeal every time the brakes are applied isn't just annoying, it's the car's way of sending an early warning before a much bigger repair bill shows up. The good news is that squeaky brakes almost always come from one of a handful of specific causes, and most of them can be fixed without an expensive trip to the shop. Here's what's actually causing that noise and exactly how to make it stop. The most common cause by far is a worn brake pad wear indicator. Nearly every modern brake pad has a small metal tab built into it that's designed to make contact with the rotor once the pad material wears down to an unsafe thickness. That contact creates a deliberate squealing sound, and it's not a defect, it's a built-in safety feature, telling the driver it's time for new pads. The fix here is simple. Replace the brake pads before the squeal turns into a grinding sound, which means the metal backing plate is started cutting into the rotor itself. The second most common cause is glazed brake pads. When pads overheat repeatedly from aggressive braking, towing, or mountain driving, the surface of the pad material can harden and become shiny, losing its ability to grip the rotor properly. This creates a high-pitched squeal under normal braking. The fix is either replacing the pads outright or, in mild cases, having a technician resurface the rotor and break in new pads gradually using gentle, gradual stops for the first few hundred miles. The third cause is a buildup of brake dust and debris between the pad and rotor. Brake dust is abrasive and over time can create a fine layer of grit that vibrates and squeals during light braking. This is often fixed with nothing more than a thorough cleaning with brake cleaner spray and a wire brush on the caliper brackets and pad contact points. The fourth cause is missing or worn anti-squeal shims. These are thin metal or rubber layers installed on the back of brake pads specifically to dampen vibration. When pads are replaced without new shims, or when old shims deteriorate, the pad is free to vibrate against the caliper piston, creating noise. The fix is inexpensive. Replacement shims cost only a few dollars and are simple to install during a pad swap. The fifth cause is low quality or cheap aftermarket pads. Not all brake pads are created equal, and bargain pads often use harder compounds that squeal constantly, even when everything else in the brake system is healthy. Upgrading to a mid-range or OEM spec pad frequently eliminates chronic squeaking that persists even after other fixes. The sixth cause is a lack of lubrication on caliper hardware. The metal clips and slide pins that allow the caliper to move slightly during braking need a thin layer of high-temperature brake grease. Without it, metal-on-metal contact in these small components can create a squeal that mimics a pad problem entirely. A brake service that includes hardware lubrication often solves squeaking that pad replacement alone did not fix. Finally, warped or unevenly worn rotors can cause a rhythmic squeal or vibration that changes with brake pedal pressure. In this case, resurfacing or replacing the rotors alongside the pads is the correct fix, since new pads alone won't correct an uneven braking surface. Diagnosing brake noise correctly saves both money and safety margin. Most of these fixes cost under $100 in parts, while ignoring the noise for too long risks warped rotors, damaged calipers, or reduced stopping power exactly when it matters most.